Hello, guys, welcome back to another episode. We have our semi finalists now, and this is the first time in the FIFA history that the first four ranked FIFA teams are the semi finalists of this World Cup edition. Starting with the third quarterfinals of this World Cup, England versus Norway. A bit boring game, I would say. England trying to bore us out at the same time Norwegia trying to keep hold of the ball and trying to attack as much as possible. Uh, Controversial calls in this game also. The first goal of Jude Bellingham, but we'll talk about it in a little bit. Starting with the first goal from Norway, a brilliant tackle on Harry Kane and got the ball in the space, in the dangerous space where they could concede, and that's how England conceded. Sheldrap, brilliant strike. I don't know if that was a cross or not, or that was his intention to shot it or not. But Norway led, Norway lead, and nobody expected that. Even England also, they were in a bit of disbelief. But then came Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham has been the best player of England in this whole World Cup. Harry Kane also comes second to Jude Bellingham, I would say. But the first goal was a bit controversial. The ball struck the wire of the camera, and the Norway team also called it out. But referee's decision was to give a goal. Uh, that is one of the controversial calls. I would say FIFA statement that the Sneeko didn't suspect any noise in the ball, but we could clearly see whatever we have been seeing on the screen or shown, that the ball hit the wire of the camera. And in my opinion, the game should have been restarted to goal kick again, but that didn't happen, and the ball directly fell to Gordon to Bellingham's brilliant run and brilliant finish at the same time. So they were pretty much in the game before the first half was over. Second half, bit boring from both the teams. Haaland was shut down, I would say, for many times, but they were trying to play mind games with Haaland, and Haaland was also getting frustrated at the same time. England's plan was to, I guess, was to go in the extra time. My prediction also said that England and Norway would go to extra time, and England would score, and that's what happened. Bellingham with the brilliant positioning, a striker's instinct, I would say. The save from Nyland was not convincing, and Bellingham just took advantage of that opportunity and scored the second goal and gave them the lead. After that, England just parked the bus. Jet Spencer came in, put up a few sprints, tried to consider penalty, but that was ruled out. That, in my opinion, 50-50 call, I would say. It is in the hands of the referee, and referee decided not to give the penalty to England. So yeah, I would say Norway should be proud of this campaign. They have been the dark horse of this World Cup, the real dark horse, and Haaland and his group should be very much proud. Their run in the quarterfinal has been a dream, and yeah, but that's the end for Norway, and England are in the semis. Second game, Argentina versus Switzerland. Another controversial call according to social media. But if you guys are real football fans who watch football from the last 10 years or 5 years or 2 years, but have been watching football regularly, they should know that, yeah, the biggest controversial call from the referee was not actually a controversial call, but that was the right decision. But starting off with the game, Messi started at the right wing again for the first 10-20 minutes, but that was a good strategy from Scaloni, I would say, but for short term. because for the long term Switzerland were now aware, and they also knew that Messi would switch at the right wing at some point. But so early in the game, that was unexpected, and that's why they conceded, I would say. And after the game, they got wired in that Messi would play on the right side of the game, right side of the field more, and at the most come at the center. So yeah, that was a not, I would say, a big mistake, but a small key detail that Argentina would have tweaked a little bit. But we don't know what would have happened if Messi would have switched right wing at the end of the game. They would have defended well there also. But yeah, McAllister's great header from the corner, and I don't know how these short people are scoring headers over these huge giant defenders. But brilliant goal from McAllister, a good goal. At the same time, then Switzerland, after the hydration break, they were pouncing, and attacking on the Argentina's goal. But Argentina in the first half were pretty much comfortable in getting those defensive recoveries. Paredes has been brilliant in that defensive midfield position. He has been the key defense for Argentina. Those blocking of uh, passes in between the lines, he has been the key player there. DePaul, I would say, he is also one of the good players to have the defensive recoveries, but at the same time, he panics a little bit, or maybe his mind thinks that the pass would go to that player, but the position is lost at that point of time. Switzerland, I would say, a good game. They were pretty much comfortable till they equalized, and they have been the better team in the third half, I would say, before the hydration break kicked in. And Argentina always playing the chaotic, the risky game, I would say, playing one-to-one passes, finding those spaces. But if they are a little bit off, the position is lost, and now they could concede a goal from that position because it's so risky, and they are so widespread. To come in the compact way, it takes time. So yeah, brilliant equalizer from Switzerland. Endoy's brilliant strike. Emi Martinez couldn't save it, but Emi Martinez was in the game, I would say, and he did save good shots from Switzerland. But that was just brilliant, and it was just a split second thing again for the goalkeeper to save. Could have expected to save from Martinez, but that is okay. But after that, what happened in the span of 4 to 3 minutes, that was not expected from Embolo's fight, or I would say the competitiveness with Paredes and Lisandro Martinez in the game has been top notch. Both the players were so physical with him, but they were dominating over him. With his physical body, he should have dominated them, but those were the kind of plays and 1v1s that frustrated Embolo a little bit, and in that sequences, maybe he faded off, or maybe he got blanked in his mind and dived it. That was such a stupid thing, I would say, and it costed Switzerland. And controversial call, that was not a controversial call, I would say. That's not a controversial call, because we have seen Almiron also getting that kind of treatment, where they checked for a potential red card. Also here also they were checking for a potential red card from Paredes, but the referee clearly saw that it was a dive, and then the decision was overturned. Embolo, with already having a yellow card, received the second yellow and was out of the game with straight red. So yeah, after that, Switzerland's only hope was to go to penalties, and they pretty much achieved it almost, I would say. Um, till 40 minutes, they were able to ballpark, and whatever they got the chances in the mid or the final third, they would directly shoot it. Not much of a hassle for Martinez from that range, but they were ball parking. They were tight in the defense. We could also see that all the 21 players except Emiliano Martinez were playing the half of the Swiss half, and they couldn't break the deadlock. And we, at this point, in my opinion, I needed an individual brilliance from any other player except Messi, because Switzerland were already focusing on Messi and they were not leaving Messi any space. We could also see uh, Messi still was beating them at some occasions, but he couldn't beat the third player or the fourth player that was coming in the defense. And just before the Alvarez's goal, Messi's shot was blocked by Kobel, and that came to the wing and to Alvarez, and Alvarez just got a split second space and he just shoot the ball, and that was the brilliant curler goal in this World Cup after Cabo Verde's goal, I would say. But in those pressure moments, striking the ball this good and scoring a goal, unbelievable from Julian Alvarez. And that's how they broke the deadlock. And finally, someone else. We are seeing as the knockout stages are progressing, Messi is like Argentina is dependent on Messi, but other players are also stepping up at the same time. We saw in the Cabo Verde game, Romero, and in the Egypt game also, Romero was the key player who scored both the headers. In the Egypt game also, we saw without Messi, Enzo scored with Lautaro Martinez's combination. And in this game, we saw Alvarez's brilliance and Martinez's finishing. So players are stepping up, but they need to be more clinical in the defense, in the attacks. But yeah, Argentina went through, and Switzerland, with the hope of an equalizer, committed more players in the front, and that's how Argentina got a counter attack. Almada, Almada's shot was saved by Cowell, but didn't have much time to get the second save as Martinez already passed the ball to the net. So yeah, that's it. We have our four semi-finalists. Predictions. I would say no predictions for this two semifinals. It's gonna be a crazy game. Both of these games, even the final and the third bronze medal game, can't predict anything in this between these four teams. But I would say France is the only team that has been convincing throughout the World Cup. Uh, at some points, they also are backed out, but they know that their attack can score goals. Other than that, Spain is improving, but they have not been convincing. England were also not convincing with the games that have been going on in the knockout stages. And Argentina, though we have seen in the knockout stages, even with these small teams, they were not convincing. But I get that small teams only create the biggest upsets for huge giants. We have seen in this World Cup, Norway knocking out Brazil, Paraguay knocking out Germany. So yeah, I would support personally Spain and Argentina to go in the finals, but no prediction in this for these two games. Might need to analyze more thing. Whatever we will analyze, that would go out of the way, and that would not work in these two semifinals because we don't know how the games are going to be played, how the coaches are going to strategize, how are they going to uh, link up. But yeah, that's it. No predictions. I would say anyone would be fine there. But yeah, Argentina and Spain, I would support to go in the finals. Thanks for watching. Thanks a lot, and like, share, and subscribe.